What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sewer Pals, episode 9. I'm your host, Adam Haig, aka Midwest Index. And joined, as always, is, I'm going to go Oppo this time, Dave Catley at Reggae Gym. How you doing, buddy?
That's what it is. I'm doing good. You guys are looking well.
What it is? You got a nice, bright pink. It's almost kind of like a mauve background color. I like it.
I had to cycle through a bunch of colors to get to this point.
Dude, that looks really choice on you with your fleshy skin tone there. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, we match.
Yes. Yeah.
The alcoholism.
It is the alcoholism. Yes.
You also, I mean, you also play the color game weekly. Be like, guys, like this one? What about this one?
What,
Like this one?
This,
What about
this?
this?
Yeah. If you ever want to
Well-
see Dave cycle through all of his colors, just watch the pre-show, and there you go. He'll go through about 20 of them.
Yeah, I go through like hundreds of them. You don't know it.
Oh,
you have
we
hundreds.
know it.
It's just like slightly different shades.
Colors of the rainbow.
I like a nice Pantone 135.
Yeah. Coated, uncoated, solid. Nice.
Yes.
And joining us as well is Matt Schmitz, Mr. Tired Commentary. How you doing, my man?
Hi, Betty. I'm fine.
Good. How's everyone's
How are you,
weeks? I'm good.
Oh.
I'm good. The Thanksgiving week, it was kind of a short week for me. I don't know.
Same.
We had a phone call, like a team phone call for work the other day, and my boss was like, "Are you going to be around on Wednesday?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not taking it off." And he's like, "Oh, well, we're all taking it off." So I'm like, "Okay, guess I'll just not take time off and just not really do anything."
Yeah.
I don't know.
like
Like, what do you
that
want me to say? Like, I worked on stuff, but like, I'm just like, nothing was really coming my way that day. So I just like basically got a
Yeah,
free
but
day.
Nothing's coming in. What do you do, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. It is what it is. It was
That's
good though.
Pretty big. That's a pretty tall order though to like ask someone to come in on that day. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I didn't work today. Like, I don't know that. Like, I don't know definitively that my company was closed today. But like,
Oh,
I don't-
were you supposed to work today?
Like, I don't think so, but I don't know. And I didn't take the time to look before waking up at 10:30 this morning. Like, and I haven't checked my email. So like, if there's been a complete and total fucking panic in my email, I have no idea.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're
So-
fine.
I'm assuming we were closed, but like, I don't know, and I didn't care enough to look. So
Fair
I'm a
enough.
good employee. I'm a good employee,
I have-
y'all.
I haven't looked at the schedule in 2.5 weeks, so I'm just gonna assume that I'm good.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. And here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, I
Everything's
started
fine.
drinking in the middle of the workday if I was supposed to work today. So
Same. Yeah.
Same. Yeah. I started
went-
drinking
yeah.
about
I-
noon-ish. Before that, maybe a little bit before.
yeah.
Yeah, that Iowa game kicked on, and I started drinking pretty quickly after that.
Yeah. Same.
I made a comment regarding Iowa or Iowa State or whatever I said. I have no idea. I have no idea what I referenced. No idea. I don't know anything about anything sports
Oh.
anymore.
That's
Yeah.
okay, Dave. We've come to
That's fine.
expect
Well-
that from you. It's okay.
That's absolutely true. And
Like
it's fine.
I know all of the rules,
That's fine. It's
but
cool.
like I don't know any of the teams or players or
Rules are cool. Man.
Rules are important.
You
You
can
could
do
be a
them all.
really good ref.
Yeah.
Well, like
You're the
I,
rules
I,
guy,
pl- I
man.
played all the sports and then gradually got less interested in watching them for a variety of reasons. Although I do like watching baseball, but like
So you're a
baseball's a
rules
boring
guy.
ass sport. So like if you have baseball on, it's like watching golf, right? Like you either need to take a nap or do something else while it plays in the background. Like
Yeah,
that's why
would-
why baseball is a radio sport because like you don't need to watch that shit.
Right. Yeah, I'd say of
See,
like all the
I-
sports, baseball's probably like the most boring to watch, probably. But I do
I'd
I
rather
do
watch
like
baseball.
watching it.
Yeah.
I'd
Well,
rather
again,
watch
like,
baseball over golf.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, oh,
same.
yeah.
Yeah.
or NASCAR.
Yeah.
Look,
that a- is that a
another left
sport? Oh.
turn.
Yeah. Yeah, like and I like racing, and there's racing that I can watch, but like that ain't it.
Rubbin's racing.
So like, I would say I'd go NASCAR, golf, tennis.
Tennis is
Yeah.
kind of fun to watch.
Baseball.
Tennis can get interesting, but
Yeah.
if I was
Well,
watching the
that's
entire tournament, nah.
yeah. Well, that's why I put
Yeah.
tennis above NASCAR.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Because if you get
Uh,
if you get that tennis match that's awesome, like cool.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a
would.
soccer hater, so I think it's
Okay.
super boring.
Oh, see, I was gonna say, I was gonna put, um, basketball above baseball, and then soccer above basketball, and then football.
I can't really vote on basketball because I haven't watched enough since I don't know, one of the times Michael Jordan retired.
Oh, so you're just 20 years behind.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure
Ish.
which time, but like one of them.
Probably, just actually closer to 30 at this point.
Yeah,
Boy,
could be.
time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
I love basketball. I like watching basketball. It's probably my favorite sport to watch.
That's sick.
I went to I went
Makes
to a couple University of Minnesota college basketball games a couple years ago, but which was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a very very raucous crowd. And
Anything college sports, they could be playing fucking. I mean, we're talking about the Queen's Gambit chess. They could be playing fucking chess, and I could probably get into it. To be honest with you. Who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah.
honestly,
I've seen Kansas play a couple somehow. I don't know how or remember how that played out, but I feel like I've been to Kansas.
Kansas
and
chess.
seen Kansas. Yes, Kansas chess. The Kansas chess team is somehow I
If
wound
they-
up there. as
if
the
they put
Kansas
chess
team.
players in volleyball uniforms, like I'd watch chess. You know,
I'd watch chess
Oh, that's hot,
too.
man.
like male and female, like whatever.
Nice.
Like,
I'd watch
put those
female.
outfits
I
on,
watch
like-
male chess, and I'd watch female chess.
Oh, that's.
I think you're saying
that
it
is-
wrong.
Am I? Let's go to the Chad.
you-
Chad, what do you think?
Chad, what do you say about
Chad's
chess
on fire.
versus chess? Chess versus chess. Nothing. Cool. All right. Jesus Christ. How was your guys' Thanksgivings? Was it fruitful, relaxing, positive? What did you learn about yourself?
I ate a bunch of stuffing and got drunk. I think that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how
Yeah,
I've been
you're
doing
right.
it for years.
Yeah.
But that might also make me the uncle that shows up and does all those things.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he's shitting in a flower pot again.
Again.
Happy holidays.
That's just Dave.
That's just young Dave.
Oh yeah, ours is good. We just actually obviously hung here. It's just our immediate family, and
Yeah.
made a lot of food. We have a shit ton of leftovers, and
Can I have some?
I made some. I wanted to make some stuffing waffles today, but we didn't have a waffle maker because it broke apparently. So I
Yeah.
made pancakes instead
My God.
It's
with the leftovers stuffing.
Steph's favorite thing ever that my mom, because my mom gives us tons of shit. She buys shit from the local thrift store or whatever, right? And she bought like a hotel grade waffle maker and just like had it in her garage for a couple years, and then one day asked if we wanted it. And Steph's used it like 10 times since we got it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a mad rush to use that fucking thing as much as possible.
Everyone wants in, man.
I
all
bet
the
that thing's
almonds.
nice.
Yeah,
Jelly.
it's nice.
I bet it fucking
Like
rocks, bro.
why did you have this in your garage, Ma?
Ma, the meatloaf.
Fuck.
Ma, the waffles.
Ma, the waffles.
Fuck.
And then Steph made waffles for my mom, and my mom turns out she loves waffles. She gave up this
Oh,
waffle
wow.
maker, and now we find out that she loves waffles.
She
She's
had
a
this
waffle
waffle
maniac.
maker this entire
Waffle
time.
head.
She's
She's
a
a
waffle
waffle
head.
head.
Yeah, she's a waffle head.
Waffle
She didn't even
head.
know it. She had this waffle maker in the garage. Turns out she's a fucking an ardent waffle head.
She's a fucking waffalo.
Yeah,
Oh
See,
wow.
Yeah.
see what I did there?
Yeah.
A Mark
like Mark
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo's brother-in-law.
No, like a
Waffalo?
like a juggalo. You know juggalos.
That makes way more sense than what I said.
Yeah.
My nephew drank a Fago last night.
Oh, I love Fago. What flavor?
Orange.
Ooh, that's so
Cool.
good.
They got peach at the place up the street. Aces.
Nice.
Yeah, super
Fago
good.
Peach, baby.
I love
Yeah,
a good
that's
like
good lifting.
fruit
Where's that?
flavored drink. Would you consider that a pop, or would you consider that a drink, like a Fago?
Soda.
Soda.
Soda. I would
Yeah, it's
consider
definitely a soda.
It's a
Yeah.
soda. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
You said pop.
carbonated.
I said soda.
Soda, pop, whatever. Same thing.
Pop.
Mm,
Eh,
pop.
Is it?
Pop
Ooh.
and soda? Same thing, isn't that? I understand people
Same
call it
thing, it's
different
just,
things. Yeah, I understand that.
Coke. What flavor Coke?
Coke.
Coke is a Coke. Like
That's just
you can't have a
no.
Pepsi and call it a Coke.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yep.
McDonald's Coke guy.
And, like I think that's deep south. I think that is just like Georgia and maybe Alabama, like
Yeah.
Coke.
Where they have like one flavor for every piece of food in their life. Like a pop is a Coke. A fucking
I've been to the
They're all a Coke.
I've been to the Coke. What is it? The Coke Museum in Atlanta.
But
I've
that
done
was
that tour.
that was about the Koch brothers though,
No,
and
no, it
all the
wasn't.
ways they've contributed to the world today.
It was the Coca-Cola Museum, and it was fantastic. I had a really good time. And then at the end of the tour, they have a tasting room, and they have you taste all of the different kinds of Cokes that are made around the world.
And then they have a
Some
dentist
real
at the
bad.
next station.
No, they don't give you that. They just want you to rot.
Ah,
Do you have
They
to
wanna
pay?
take your money and
Do you have to
rot.
pay to go on that tour, or is it just like a free thing that you can go through?
Oh no, you got to definitely pay to go.
You got to
on
pay
that
to go
tour.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool tour.
Cool. That sounds
Yeah,
dope. I
pretty
love
cool.
Coke. I've been getting into Pepsi a lot lately too. I don't know why. It's just a little bit sweeter. I'm definitely a Coke guy, but like I like a little change of
Don't
pace every
you're
now
a
and then.
Coke head.
I don't
That's
know.
what everybody always says about you, Adam. He's a Coke head.
Yep.
That
That
guy's a
Adam, he's
Coke guy for sure.
definite Coke head. Yep.
You see
Yeah,
Adam
just-
lately? Yeah, he's a Coke head.
He's over
Got
there.
the sniffles.
He's in the
Coking out.
bathroom. You got to get him out of the bathroom, quick. He's a Coke head. You got to get him out of there.
Wait, you
This
sound
could end
you
badly.
sounded surprised that I was in the bathroom. I'm always in the bathroom, fucking
Oh, I
puking,
was like,
doing lines,
Yes.
whatever I need to do in there.
you do have that long pinky nail.
Dude, I've been working with a dude like for the last couple of weeks, and he's got a long pinky nail.
Oh,
He's got
you
the
don't
Coke now.
have that. Yeah,
I don't
you
think.
don't.
I don't think it's for that. Like I don't think
So
he
it's a
even
sex thing then.
He's just not well groomed.
I don't know. None of the rest of his nails are long. He just has
It's for
one
drugs
singular.
then.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
for
but, like,
drugs.
This guy's not doing drugs. Trust
He-
me. He is not.
Then it's a
And
fetish thing. Like it's one or the other. It can't be anything else. There is no other explanation for this.
I don't-
Maybe
yeah, it
he
doesn't
likes to get up there in his nose. Just is it like starting to curl around yet, or is it just super straight still?
I mean, it's straight up a few days away from curling.
Ooh,
So you think maybe he's trying to win a like a Guinness thing? Like he's gonna let that some
No.
bitch go for 15 years?
I don't think that's the case. Well, honestly, I don't have a true answer because I want an explanation. I want
Yeah.
it to be drugs. I want it to be like, yeah, I just do like copious amounts. Like I'm growing this
Yeah.
motherfucker out super long so I could do shitloads of blow.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, yeah, sick. Good
Yeah, it's
for you.
easier than bringing a utensil with me. It's always with me.
Yeah, no kidding. What am I gonna do? Keep my cut up McDonald's straw in my pocket? at
Well,
all
you
times?
you can't trust cash anymore with all these viruses
No.
going around. So you
That's
need a
what I'm saying.
fingernail.
Yeah,
You need a
You need
fingy.
to figure
need
it
a
out.
teaspoon of
Maybe-
sugar? There you go.
All right,
you need
maybe
you need a fingy nail.
maybe I need to probe a little deeper and figure out some things. But it didn't seem like it was drug related, but it's got to be, right?
I think we have to have him on the after show some night and just ask him 20 questions about this.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Dave,
Yes.
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking bourbon and water, and I have a Surly Furious, which is a fantastic beer.
Another surly.
Oh, you're double teaming.
Are you over their political agenda? I take it, Dave.
Mark brought these, and I'm gonna drink a beer if it's here. You know,
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was drinking another Minnesota beer earlier too. I pretty much just drink beers that are from wherever I'm at, and I've been home for a long, long time. So I've drank a lot of Minnesota beer in the last 8 months.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I've never had
I get that.
a beer from Minnesota that I didn't like.
most of them are pretty good. I mean,
agree
you can
with
get some obscure ones, but yeah, there's a lot of good beer here.
Yeah.
That's cool. Name us some of the bad ones, Dave.
Yeah,
No,
maybe
not
I've had
like
those.
no, like not bad overall, but like bad flavors that come out of good brewers. You
Mm.
know, like there's a little Mexican brewery in our old neighborhood, and it was super good, except for like one flavor that was repulsive. You know, like oh,
What was the flavor?
that's good, and then you get to one, and you're like, I don't know why you needed a walnut red blonde ale, but it did not work for me.
Chimichanga, Goiza.
Yeah,
That's how you pronounce that. I don't know. I'm new here.
yeah.
Ooh,
Welcome,
guy.
welcome. I love chimichangas though.
So good.
I do too.
Oh, yeah.
Adam, what are you drinking?
Nothing special. Coors Light tonight. I had some pseudo sue earlier yesterday. I drank all that, so here I am, just with the regular Coors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
What about you, Matt? What you drinking?
Drinking a little Bullet and Ginger.
Oh,
Yum.
nice.
I love Bullet.
Bloomberg.
Love me some Bullet. Is it the
Bourbon or
bourbon
rye?
or rye? I was just gonna ask that. Yeah.
It's the rye.
Ooh, spicy.
Tasty.
I like it. Yeah.
We were doing
Yum.
we were doing Templeton real hard, and we were buying all that Templeton at Costco because that motherfucking shit's cheap there, man. You get a Bob Templeton for $24.
That's where I bought my PlayStation, Costco.
Goddamn right. We heard about it. We heard about your situation with that.
It was awesome. I mean, now that it's here after 10 days.
Someone bought you a PlayStation.
I bought it when I paid him back. I don't mean, I mean, I don't want the Costco people showing up at my door like, hey, we're going to need to take that back. We found out you're not a member and we
They
do
will.
not fuck around with those rules. Yeah, they'll show up at your house if they find out a member bought something for a non-member and they paid him back.
Yeah,
They have a
I
fucking
mean,
department
it's
for
like
that,
Black
dude.
Ops.
Yeah.
They do. It's like Black Ops shit.
Yeah,
Costco
they've got-
Black Ops.
Yeah. Cops.
Don't fuck with them.
Cost cups. Oh, that was nice.
Cost cops.
Cost
Cost cops.
Yeah. And you don't want the
Cops.
cops coming for you.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when the cost cops come for you?
Cost
That's
cops
kind of a
come for
tongue
you.
twist. Just the cost
Yeah, I don't
cops
think
come.
I don't think
When the
that's
cost cops
close.
come.
What you gonna do when the cost cops come for you?
I'd watch an episode of that show. Like, if there was a Costco show, I'd watch an episode.
That'd be entertaining. The whole show is just like people getting Costco shit when they're not a
All right.
member, or like going
So
to
if-
the store, and Paul Blart
so if
chases
you-
them down.
If you guys can find it, there's a show called Small Town Security.
Oh, I've seen it.
No.
You've seen it.
I'm pretty sure
I
I've
tell
seen
you to
this.
watch it.
watch it.
I don't know.
Where it's like a reality, like it's a real group of people. Like, it's
I
a
know I've seen
reality
like an
show.
episode or two. Yeah.
Watch the whole thing beginning to end. It will change how you view reality. Like, they're pioneers, and rest in peace. The lead lady at the company passed away recently, and we took it hard in my house.
Do you think it was a inside job?
No, I think she was a really unhealthy lady and pretty crazy. Like, crazy, but
sense.
like probably had dementia or something. Like,
Crazy.
but it's worth watching because it's like the main security person for them is a trans person, and they just seem like they're a million times, a 1,000,000% hillbilly, and it's a very unique situation that they existed in. But yeah, small town security. I watched
I'll
it
check it out.
accidentally, and it changed my life.
Okay, that sounds great.
Accidentally. Yeah, right. It was on right after Storage Wars. You walked
It
right
was-
into
it
that
was-
one.
So it was on right after Breaking Bad.
Of course.
But I didn't know that. It was introduced to me because Mark had watched it after Breaking Bad. So
Thanks, Mark.
yeah,
Thanks, Mark. Love you, Mark.
That'd be Mark.
Matt, what are we talking about this week?
Oh, buddy. We're talking about fucking J.O.B.S. Jobs.
Jabs. Fucking
Talking about jobs.
jabs.
I don't know why I thought of this. I was just thinking about a very open topic that
Yeah.
is.
And I am prepared with my jobs numbers from 1977 all the way through 2022 because we've got the numbers ahead. You know.
Data's pretty close to what we're talking about, and I'm excited to hear the statistics.
Yeah.
This is going to be very helpful, I assume. Yeah, my idea of this was like, let's just talk about work. And we all work jobs. Most of us have worked a ton of jobs we don't like. And let's talk about those stories.
Oh, that is not what I have prepared for.
Oh, Dave, this is upsetting. What have you prepared for it? Run me down.
Okay, so I've got here the employment in of course, non-farm employment.
Are you just reading your resume?
Is that what it looks like? I
Kind
don't
of.
have a resume.
It looks like you're pulling something up. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna just scroll down this Word doc and see what I got going on here.
Yeah. I put together a Word doc representing, in 42 different industries, the job loss and gain over the last 25 years.
Oh, Word doc. You should have used a spreadsheet for that, dog.
No, like MS Paint.
No, I think I did it right.
Mario Paint.
But I guess if that's not what we're talking about, we can go a different route and I'll wing it.
No, I kind of want to hear some stats.
Let's start it off with some stats.
Well, there was a huge loss, an 18% loss in air transportation jobs. Not a big surprise.
This year?
Yeah, October 2020. But
Only
truck
18%?
Transportation went up by 10%.
Holy shit.
Transit and ground passenger transportation, taxis and shit, went up, oddly enough. But, yeah, I don't know.
I like this is the direction that you took, Dave.
I have 15 hours of research into this, so
I have 15 hours to give to you to hear all of it.
Yeah, but I think we should take it down another road because it sounds like yours is funnier than mine.
No, this is
I don't think
this is funny.
No,
This is
It
definitely funny.
It only gets darker from here.
Paint me a dark picture.
No one comes out of where we're at now happy. No,
Great.
Doesn't happen.
What else is new? What else is new? Story of my life. Let's go.
Yeah. It doesn't get better. So somebody tell me about a shitty job that they had, so everybody else can feel a little bit better or worse.
Go for it,
I guess a nice part that we could actually start with is like, tell me about your first job.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
What was your first job?
I'll go first. My first job was mowing lawns. I think I applied to be a paper boy in my neighborhood, and I think I got turned down. Either I wasn't old enough, or I didn't have, I don't know, the right transportation to actually go around to the houses and do it. I don't know what the deal was, but I didn't deliver papers. I ended up mowing yards, and I mowed a yard for a guy down the street from me. So I started mowing my parents' yard and my neighbor's yard right next to me, and then there was a guy 2 blocks down on the same street that needed his yard mowed. And I'd never met this guy before. My mom's just like, ride your bike down there, meet him. He needs his yard mowed. I think
cold call.
I think he's paying like 10 or 15 bucks or whatever. So I went down there and I met him. And it was this old guy. His name was Rudolph.
Rudy.
Yeah, it's Rudolph. Rudy.
His name is Rudy. Rudolph Petra. This old guy. He's probably in his 90s easily.
Wait. Petrus?
Petra, not Petrus. No.
Petrus?
But anyway, it turns out his wife had passed like a few years earlier, and like he basically just he couldn't mow his yard anymore, obviously, but like he basically just wanted someone to talk to as well. So I'd like go in there and shoot the shit with him, and then I'd mow his yard, and then we'd like hang out and talk a little bit longer, and then I'd ride my bike home. That was it. And yeah. Sad story. He ended up killing himself, but
Holy shit!
He was in his
Jesus,
90s. He had
Adam.
every right.
Yeah, I think he shot himself in his bathroom.
That's a fucking badass old man, honestly.
This was like well after I was done. Like I was way older at that
After your
point.
visits, when
Yeah.
he was lonely.
Yeah, I didn't cause the suicide, but yeah, it was sad. It was
You might have, like,
maybe
by not coming around anymore.
not coming around anymore. Yeah.
Where's that little boy of mine?
Yeah, he used to
He's
value
not
the time
coming.
you guys would spend on the
Time to call
futon
me.
in his garage.
got some popsicles
Oh my
in the
God.
freezer. Anybody want some
I'd like you to
popsicles?
come inside. You gotta check
You're
out
like, that
what I
futon's
got.
really
Come.
dirty, sir. I'm not sure I should sit on it. And he's like, you're gonna sit on dirtier things today.
Get your fat ass back here.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So that
Yeah, that was my
got
first
dark.
job. If you want to do like job actual like with paperwork and
No,
shit, mine that would be
Paperwork.
like little paperwork job. That would be detasseling.
Well, it's funny that you asked that because the IRS is actually tagged in on this episode. And,
Oh, yeah.
Say hi, guys. Say hi, guys. Hello.
I
hello.
think I ended up making a whole like maybe a couple $100 total from Rudy Petra. So come and get me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
No, man. Any of the sort that like where you were starting to make money, any of it, like any of the first jobs. I think that's like where the majority of this conversation is probably gonna go. is, like,
I
those-
also started mowing, but I was mowing baseball fields because my father was a part of the park board and knew he could pay me whatever minimum wage was to mow lawns.
That's still cool
Yeah.
though.
And,
Zero
he-
turn mower. 0 turn.
Oh well, we had a tractor and we had
Oh.
a small little tractor, and at one point my old man was helping me, and he's clipping along, and I'm weed whacking the edge of the fence, and he rides over a ball with the mower and just like blasts it right across my field of vision, just straight in front of me, and like busts a hole in the fence. Like, oh, I'm glad I was a little slower than that ball.
Jesus Christ.
It was awesome. And then one time he had me he paid me minimum wage to clean out a pool, and that was just sludge. That was just sludge in a rancid old pool that never again. Never you couldn't pay me enough to do it now.
Did you wear some tight little pool shorts while you did
No,
it?
no.
Oh,
I was a fucking No, I wore some gym shorts, and we shoveled shit into garbage bags, and sometimes those garbage bags broke. It was not a good situation.
was it a bucket of yuck?
It was a trash bag of yuck that ended up all over me a couple times, and yeah, 0 out of 5 would not do again. Would not recommend.
Would not
nothing,
recommend.
No part of it.
Nice.
Nothing.
Nice.
Oh my God.
What about you, Matt?
It was some micro shit.
I remember like I mowed our lawn a lot with my brother. And like that would go towards allowance and shit. But that doesn't count as a job. I remember like my brother had a paper route for a minute. That didn't last long, and I remember I helped him with it. And I remember a specific memory of like we were doing the paper route. Like there was a couple girls that lived next door, and they did they came and helped and did the paper route with us because we just had to throw the papers in the front stoop. And we delivered a paper to this old guy's house, and we finished, and there was a rabbit in his backyard. And like, I mean, we're all like 8, 9, 10 years old, whatever have you. And I remember all of us yelling at the rabbit in his lawn because we're so taken by the fact that there's a rabbit. Like, stupid rabbit, like, screw you, rabbit. And I remember the old guy came. Yeah, I remember the old guy came out, and he thought we were yelling at his dog, and he yelled at us, thinking that was the case. And he's like, "You stupid fucking kids! Like, get the fuck out of here!" We're like, the rabbit. I remember this being a thing. I don't know how old I was at that time, but I just remember that being a very thing. I don't think I made any money out of that. I don't think I worked technically for that, but I just remember that as a memory from when I was a kid, and that guy died at some point, and I remember being generally happy about it because he yelled at me when I was like 7 or 8 years old.
But like he never let you in
Um,
his garage on his futon.
No. He never let me into the futon, and he didn't show me.
Adam's a point ahead of you on this one.
Well,
Was he in there pumping weights like Kevin Spacey in American Beauty? With a
shit, we gotta get Ryan in on this, like on this fucking podcast at some point, because he's just chilling in chat and ready to go. And I love
Well,
it.
it turns out, Matt, that we have single-handedly killed old people with
Yeah,
what we've done for them or tried to do for them in our first jobs,
yeah.
or pseudo jobs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have a lot more of that too.
Oh,
like, later
okay.
on.
Let's hear about all your other your little
No.
little side murders.
Yeah,
I'm
I just
sorry,
have
are
a
you-
bunch of technical nightmares that I had to deal with. Those are all the stories I came
Tell us
up
about your
with,
jobs.
know.
Dave has
on-
tech
on
problems,
a
and
mo-
Matt's over here
on-
killing people.
on a moment's notice that I had to come up with because you guys didn't explain the topic to me thoroughly.
It was explained to you, Dave. You fucked.
I got a text message that said jobs. That's what I got.
I'm surprised you didn't start talking about Steve Jobs. To be honest with you, Dave.
This
I do
was actually
love this new
technically supposed to
iPhone
be
camera
a joke.
is remarkable. It's
Oh, you got that new 12?
yeah, it's like the software in here it's amazing. I just take stupid
That's pretty
pictures of my
sick.
dogs because the phone is so amazing that I'm like, that's dumb. It shouldn't be that good.
Dick pics, how they look. Talk to me.
Oh, I haven't taken one, but I like that shot that you get from like when you put like you lean the phone up against your asshole and you get like your nuts and your taint.
Mm-hmm.
And then it shows
for
the nice lay of the land, right?
Yeah, but then you get that nice bokeh effect in the background. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Did you say Boca?
Yeah, you got to make sure you
Bokeh.
effectively light everything.
Get that bokeh.
The Boca
And it's
Vista.
not always easy to light your nutsack, but I've got a shop light.
Dude,
that
trust me, I
works
know.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, it'll get the job done
Well,
instantaneously.
it gets a little warm. if
I was
you
gonna
get
say
too
you can't get it
close,
too
but
close. You'll singe your fucking.
it'll burn you.
Yeah. Your,
I got
your-
two different
Christ.
scars that prove that.
you'll singe your Gucci mane right off.
Yeah, I can't grow hair on half my asshole now.
Well,
Some consider that a delicacy.
I'd say that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe I should get the other half.
Even it out.
It's like
Even half, brother.
like laser hair removal, but a little different.
Yeah, Amazon that shit, dog. Get a laser like a
Oh,
whole
dude, you know what we
laser
could
hair
do?
removals.
We could just market the hell out of it. We could make it look like a super well put together laser hair removal company, and then it's just Dave's garage with a fucking shop light, and he's just
Yeah.
applying it to your fucking sphincter.
Yeah, you just like nope,
Yeah.
little to the left, little
Right.
to the
Too
no,
much-
no. All
Ram
right,
it,
down.
ram it in there.
Too much
No,
too much hair in your
no,
taint?
No, you have to stay on it. You have to stay on it.
Wait, Matt's
All
got
right,
the
you can move. You can move.
Matt's
now.
got the tagline. I feel like he's got a tagline here. What do you got?
too much hair in your taint. Let me taste that shit.
Oh,
I don't
oh.
That's a first take. That's a first take.
Oh.
Let me keep going.
We'll
Let me
keep
keep
cycling
thinking.
through them. We're gonna get this off the ground.
Yeah.
Too much hair
I'll
on
put
your
some
taint?
money-
Do you like shop lights?
Like yeah, but the first couple we'll do live on air so people know that it's like safe-ish, you know.
Safe-ish.
Safe-ish.
It's
Safe-ish.
safe-ish. Yeah.
Safe-ish.
Like I got
Yes.
some crazy fucking scars. So like, if it's not worse than the scars I got, like, you're a bitch. Move on. I got one because I got drugged by a boat, and I got another one from some cancer they cut off of me. Both
Wait,
of
you
them are
got
pretty fucking gruesome.
You got drugged to buy a boat?
Yeah. Well, the boat slipped a drink into my roofie, and did its thing, and I never recovered fully. Yeah.
Good.
Yep. That's how that went.
Well, I hope you
guess.
make it. I hope you make it back.
What really happened is it was a ski rope that they had tied onto a tube, and then put all the excess ski rope and handle into the tube, and we hit a bump, and it must have hopped over my arm, and so when I fell off, it just pulled tight around my shoulder, and just
shit.
like drugged me for a while under the water, and then they let off the
Dog.
throttle for a second. I managed to pull my arm out, so they didn't kill me.
I had
And-
Oh
something.
shit, that's supposed
Here I
that
am.
should rip your shoulder off.
I had something
That should,
similar
like,
to that.
Fucked it up.
I was on a jet ski at one time with a buddy of mine, and I was driving the jet ski, and he was on. We were pulling a tube behind us with a rope, and he wanted to jump off the back of the jet ski while we were going onto the tube. Well, he missed it and kind of flipped the whole thing, and I kept going, and his leg got wrapped around the rope and drug him under, and I didn't even notice until we were like, I don't know, 10 seconds later. I'm like, where'd he go? And I stopped, and then he eventually came up.
he's
I'm
dead.
like, holy shit, we better stop this. And then
Yeah,
we got a ticket from DNR. So yeah, that ended that.
I started taking the boat out when I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And so like I've always been like hypersensitive to the point where now I don't even want to take boats out with other people. Like I'll go by myself or like with somebody else that's a swimmer, but like I don't we used to do stuff like we used to put stuff in our mouth and then go on pitch black real late night boat rides across lakes. I
Where
put
were
stuff
you
in our mouths wasn't a sex reference.
Yeah, I was
Dave-
gonna say, where are you going with that?
The,
What did you put in your
fetishes episode is over with. Okay.
Oh, it was a drugs reference,
mouth?
not a sex reference. That was like
okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
And
we
in
should have a
retrospect,
we should have a drugs episode.
bad fucking
drugs. Oh god.
I don't think we should.
Don't give Dave
Like,
ideas.
It would have to be a series.
Copy that.
Like it seems like a weird flex now that I've said it out loud, but
Copy that. I'm
yeah,
picking up
I
what
got
you're
a
putting
lot
down.
of stories.
I bet you do.
I've only done drugs 3
I
times.
bet you do.
And they were all Advil, but like let me tell you, that Advil fucked me up.
Yeah, I'm on Advil right now. Love it.
Yeah, I Advil constantly.
I don't know if I've taken Advil in my adult life, but
God.
Excellent.
Excellent. All right, so we've all discussed our first jobs. Tell me about your second jobs.
We're just okay. Yeah.
I worked for North Dakota State University, and my job was to put papers into folders.
That was your second job ever?
Yeah. Well, I was a freshman. It was like a work study thing.
Okay.
And I fucking stuffed folders for the what were they? They were the ag compliance department. Like they did all the testing statewide for farmers to be certified in whatever the fuck farmers are certified in, or like crop sprayers,
Farming?
or yeah, shit like that.
Get certified in farming?
Yeah, pretty much. And so I had to stuff all of their training materials into folders. And these folders were like super sharp and heavy cardboard. So like you'd get cut, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a day. And they would be like
Wow.
bloody gashes from these vicious folders. And then one day I think I stopped showing up there. They were very nice ladies. And I feel bad about the way I parted in retrospect, but also I don't really care. So they probably didn't really care either. Like I think it was a mutual thing by the end.
Yeah. Fair enough.
A lot of blood,
A
but
lot of
A lot of blood.
otherwise uneventful.
Adam, talk to me about your second job. I guess.
I'll like roll. So the first one I talked about lawn mowing. I won't even. I'll consider that a job. It was kind of a job, like my first
It was. That was
foray
your
into
first job.
jobs.
I agree.
But like
That
my
was your
first like
job.
one where I had to submit paperwork was detasseling. I did that for 4 years.
Oh shit! I didn't know you did 4 years on that shit.
Yeah, I actually liked it. I liked detasseling, and it was fucking great money. So I did that for 4 straight summers. But then after that, I didn't have a job when I was in
because
high
you were
school.
so rich.
Yeah, I was so rich. Yeah, because I was always
From
in
detasseling.
sport. Yeah, so always detasseling. No,
Yeah.
actually, that money did carry me through the school years and stuff, doing shit.
bet.
But I didn't really have any other jobs throughout high school. My first actual job out of high school was I worked in on the UNI campus in Schindler Hall. It was basically a glorified computer lab. It was called the Information Resource and Technology Services Center or something like that. And I hung out in a computer lab and helped people. And every Friday I would go around to all the rooms in the building and like change light bulbs on a outdated projector because that
I
was a
like that.
thing, you know, make sure all
Yeah.
the tech worked basically. So
Yeah.
and then yeah, everything else was computer lab stuff. I just hang out and answer questions if students, kids had problems, which rarely happens. So, and I rarely showed up,
Oh,
so that was great too. But yeah,
Yeah, I
this
so
all
think we had
makes
that in
sense.
common with our college jobs.
yeah, that job was pretty fucking gravy. I mean, I got in trouble a lot because I never showed up, but
Yeah, I
I
got
also never got fired, so whatever.
I didn't get fired so much as I think I
Yep.
stopped showing up, and then I got kicked out of college a couple times. It was a whole to do, but
Hey, man, we could talk. That's another episode. We could talk about that all day.
yeah, let's talk about college evictions.
But yeah, that was kind
They're
of my
Now,
fun.
second job. What
Matt,
about
what
you?
was your second job?
Um, let's see. I worked. My dad, uh, became like he decided he wanted to be like a head honcho in our local town fucking festival or what have you.
Oh, I've worked one
Um,
of those.
yeah, so there you go. And he was the head of the head of security for the town festival. And so he like employed my brother and I, and then he just told my brother and I to hire all of our friends basically to be security at this festival, which is insane because we're all 13, 14, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, imagine me. So Matt asked me to do it one year. Imagine me telling a bunch of people that are way older than me driving up with cars that they can't go through this way, and I'm sitting in a fucking
Yeah.
lawn chair, and they're just like, "What? No, what?
Hey, hey, listen, you can't go through here. Listen, little dick bitch. We're just gonna drive through here. Well, here's the thing. Like, you can't. Like, this is the festival boundaries, and you can't get in
I've
here.
been I've been ready to
Well,
die since I was 11. I'd have fucking Tiananmen
you
Squared that
crushed it.
shit.
Yeah, you would have crushed it.
Yeah.
Somehow my dad just like decided it was a good idea to hire like all of my like our friends basically, like my brother and I's friends to do it.
Pam
And
and
then
weed.
yeah, it paid pretty good. I mean, for the time. I don't know what that would adjust to now. I don't remember what it got paid, but like we made a decent amount of money. And then we also at like the big payoff at the end of the night was that we would get three three or four people, and then we would collect all the cans after the festival was over, and we got to keep all the cans to go recycle them.
Do you have recycle machines?
I
Or do
mean,
you have to take it
I
to like
didn't.
take it
We
to
had to
like a
take it to like
junkyard? The
we
fucking
had to take it to
scrapyard.
there was an actual recycling center in our town, so we couldn't do it every day. So my I remember my garage at my parents' house. It was literally to stacked to the ceiling of fucking beer cans. One year, um, and then on Monday, like when it was all over, like we got a trailer, got everything, and like we started just taking trips to the recycling center, and then it would pay out. Like I don't remember the total amount, but like it would be like around like 15 to $2,000.
That's nuts. That's a shitload of cans.
That's a shitload of cans. It was a lot. And like for a bunch of kids that like had worked or not a job at that point, like that was kind of crazy. Even though we had just like verbally assaulted for an entire weekend by drunk fucking like 50 and 60-year-olds that felt like they were better than us. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was my second job. And none of these jobs ever required paperwork, so I don't consider them real jobs, but I just am throwing ideas out there. So I guess, in theory, I guess my idea here about like, tell me about your first job, your second job. It's a flawed idea. So just tell me about jobs in general. Younger,
Well,
jobs.
so when you said jobs, and then I did 15 hours of research, coming up with job numbers, uh, and then you guys told me that like that wasn't the actual thing that we were doing. I think of jobs as more like, well, Adam and I worked together. You and I worked together for like a day in
A day.
Denver, or 3 or
Denver.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like every one of those events was a job, right? Like I imagine it,
Yeah.
like I worked for one company, but those were all different jobs. So in my mind, I was like, all right, which one of these events, individual jobs was the most ridiculous,
Yeah,
right?
take it however you want
Right.
it. Like, is
Yeah,
there a
right.
certain like event or job that was
So
like
so
insane
Adam,
or crazy? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't remember if you were in Detroit when we did that job, or that auction event, whatever you want to call it.
I've been to Detroit.
Uh,
I filmed that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I had a lot of problems in that one because we were I had talked everybody into having it in a hotel ballroom because the actual site we were on was a mine site, and everything we do is online. You're trying to sell stuff online, and that's the whole premise there.
Right.
And they want to do it at a mine site. So we ended up having to put a bunch of T1 lines in, and then I had to pair them all together using some hardware that I had literally bought and shipped there without testing, without knowing how it works. And then I have to pair up all these T1 lines and make them run in unison, and then I have to hook up these two long-range point-to-point devices over about a half-mile span to try to get them to communicate with each other, to carry that signal from this berm where we have this internet connection hooked up on this gravel road all the way back up to the building where it's all happening. And at this point, it's, we're into it $25,000-$30,000 to have those lines there. And then another, I don't know, $4,500 for the hardware to get me from A to B. And I spent all day plugging this stuff in, making sure it worked. And then I have 2 days until the event. I find out I'm missing a piece of hardware. And so I literally buy it, have it overnighted, and I get it at 5:30 the next day, and I'm hooking it up, making sure it works. And then I'm out there and I'm like trying to figure out why it won't hook up, why it won't work. And I call my boss and I was like, this isn't gonna work. And he's like, is there any way you can fix it? And I was like, no, I set everything up right, it's all good. He's like, hold on a second. And he makes a phone call and he's like, try now. And I tried. And he's like, and it worked. And I was like, oh shit, it works. He's like, yeah, I totally forgot to call and have him turn it on. So yeah. Yeah, if it works now, I think we're probably good to go.
Wow.
So yeah, you can come back over here and make sure everything works on this end. Like all this equipment I'd never used before, I was certain I was using it right, but you never know for sure. And then it just turns out he never made a phone call he was supposed to make, and never forwarded me the email to say that was supposed to happen. So no idea. Just and I haven't let it go. I was
Classic
running off
asshat.
I was running off a generator
Jobs.
in a $1,000 shed we had bought to put out there to house this networking equipment, and I'm just huffing generator fumes for like 4 hours, well into the evening.
Did you get high?
I wasn't not high for weeks after that.
there
I'm
you
pretty
go.
sure there are certain parts of my brain that have shut down entirely since then.
J.O.B.S. I like it.
And that was awesome. That was one of the worst days I had at work. Because also we were a pretty small company at the time, and you're like, I'm gonna get fucking fired for this. This whole thing is about to collapse. This event isn't gonna happen. We're gonna lose so much money. It's like, because that was the size of the company, right? Like that everything collapses if you're not successful. So it's like, well, I guess this one's on me. It's nice working here.
You fucked up, dog.
I will say one of the craziest auctions that we did, Dave, was that Florida auction, the first Florida auction. There was a fucking tornado, and it ruined everything.
That was insane.
Is this the same spot where I don't mean to cut you off, Adam. Is this the same spot where the landowners were trying to run people over or whatever?
They were blowing stuff up. Yes,
Yeah,
same
cool.
place. They were the ones that had multiple DUI murders. Yeah, yeah, same location. Yes.
As you do. Okay.
Yeah.
Adam, continue telling the story. I'm gonna go fill my drink real quick. I'll be right back. Trust me, I will not miss anything. I'll be right back.
You're fine, buddy. Yeah. It was insane, Dave.
If
You were there.
if I hadn't seen the twister roll through, I wouldn't have believed it.
Same, because
Like
people were like, there's a tornado. I was like, what?
there was a wall of black rolling towards us in Kissimmee, Florida. And I thought, well, that's going to be a hell of a thunderstorm. And then all of a sudden it's just torrential downpour. I turn around, look back over my shoulder, and I see like a tent fly across the yard, and then another tent collapse as I'm like running towards the trailer house that we had rented for safety. Because nothing bad happens in trailer houses in
Right.
tornadoes.
Right.
But yeah, I in my mind, well, it's better than being outside. And you were working with Joe, and I had done working with me, and Joe's crawling in there to get hardware out of the tent after it collapses.
Because our TriCaster that we were originally
No.
supposed to use shit out on us, so we had to rent one.
Right. No, I know.
And we were trying to get that one.
And the fact that Joe went in there was one thing, but as soon as Dunn went in there, I was like, no, motherfucker, not your problem. You need to get the fuck out of there. Not your problem.
I am like
he shouldn't be in there, but you don't need to follow him.
Joe
in there.
is crawling into this debris that had already been blown down by this twister. This little mini twister. It wasn't huge. It was a little mini twister, right?
It wasn't, but it threw a tent 200 feet.
Yeah, it's true. So he's crawling under this debris trying to get this stupid fucking piece of equipment that we rented. I'm just like, is your life worth this, dude?
Right.
I'm like, and I'm standing outside of the debris. I'm screaming at Joe. I'm like, get the fuck out of there, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't even been that. I shouldn't even been that close.
No, you and I were both like getting way too close just to tell other people to get out of the thing that's going to fall on them and they're not going to be able to get out of.
Yeah. Anyway, he ended up getting the piece of equipment.
He did, and it still didn't work right.
Yeah.
That was the shit end of things. Yeah, it still didn't work right.
What's crazy is I actually saw that thing like twist around right in front of my face and like throw
nuts.
stuff. It was crazy. It's hands down one of the craziest job experiences I think I've ever had.
And we were both in that tent like 10 minutes earlier, testing a couple things out.
Yeah.
And just sun shining, casual day. All of a sudden.
Right.
And we were fortunate enough that it happened like 2 days before the auction. So they had time to rebuild that tent because they had to come out and remove the whole thing.
Yeah.
They had to remove destroyed tent. So it took all day to remove it. And then it took them 2 hours, 3 hours to build the new one. But it took them 12 hours to take out the one that had collapsed.
Yeah. That was insane.
Using all the heavy equipment you could find, like...
Yeah.
It was all there.
Yeah, it was all there, right?
It was all there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, those jobs
I worked
always
at
sucked.
American Eagle for 2.5 years.
Oh, that sounds worse than working in Kissimmee. Because the smells. You guys know how I am about the smells.
Yeah, you don't like smells.
It's not Abercrombie level, but like, there's still smells.
Still smells. Yeah, I worked there for 2.5 years.
I also worked. I worked retail for like a decade, and I'll tell you why I like retail. It is the least stress job you'll ever have.
100%.
Like nothing. Like if you don't steal shit, you don't have anything to worry about at your retail job.
No, you don't have to like move product or anything like that. They scare you by the idea of like you have to put up numbers, like, or otherwise we're going to move you to commission or anything like that. It's like legally you can't do that. So like you're going to be fine the entire time. It was.
I love doing inventory in retail. Like that was my favorite thing about retail. Like let me just do all your planograms and we'll call it a day.
That's what I got moved to. I worked on the Florida American Eagle for many years, and then they put me in the back, and it was the happiest I've ever been.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just always forced myself into that situation because I didn't like. I'm really good at dealing with customers, but I would never choose to do that if I didn't have to.
Yeah. No, for sure. I did that. For I think I worked in American Eagle for 2.5, 3 years. something like
See
that.
if that works.
I worked at Hot Topic for a year.
Ooh.
Nice.
They carry
Nice.
New Japan Pro Wrestling attire.
Do they? Ooh.
I
They
bet
do.
I bet they do. Cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hmm. I worked at
Did you
Verizon
bring me a
Wireless
beer?
for a year.
Son of a bitch. I'll
I'm
remember
just
that.
fast pacing this now.
Was that only a year? I felt like you worked there longer.
No, it's just at Verizon for a year.
Hmm.
Yep. I worked at Verizon for a year, and then I got hired at a bank, and I worked at the bank for a year. I worked at Texas Roadhouse for less than 30 days. I got fired because we had a party New Year's Eve at our apartment. Do you remember that?
Wait a second. Yes,
Cool.
I do. I think.
Cool.
I worked there too, and I hated it. I don't know if I got fired too, but I think I either got fired or I quit. It sucked. Texas
Yeah.
Roadhouse sucks.
I made a bizarre amount of money working there, though.
Did you?
Maybe it's not truly a bizarre amount of money now, but like I remember
At the
working
time.
there after working retail and like doing all this shit, and like I worked there for literally like this month, like Thanksgiving to Christmas, basically around that time, and I remember thinking like, I have more money than God. I can do anything I want in life. And it was honestly, I was probably making like, $700 a week or something like that. Like it was not a lot of money. But at the time,
I have one of those too. Like I went when I was working at Best Buy. I worked there for 6 months, and then they moved me into like the supervisor role of the Geek Squad when they transitioned over from technical services and bought Geek Squad. And
oh wow,
and I did that for a couple years, and it was cool and whatever. And then my entire department made like an exodus to Microsoft, and it was that same kind of jump where it was like, God damn,
yeah,
I'm rich now. I'm rich now.
yeah,
And then I worked there for about 5 months, and I hated it so much. Like
I've heard that.
it was I'm not a call center guy. That's what I learned. I am not a call center guy.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what the call center is for. It does not matter if I am a credible, reputable resource. I do not like that job.
right.
And
And
it didn't last long.
Yeah, all those people said the same shit about Microsoft. Like they got in there and they're like their roles were good and they were paid. They're the most remedial fucking things on earth. Like I have a friend that worked IT for Microsoft. Like it was AV IT technically, I think was the technical term of what his job was. And he said there was nothing to do. And they spent most of the time on job on the roof of the building, just sun tanning, hanging out because there wasn't shit to do.
Yeah,
they just had to be there.
I was doing support for Microsoft Project and Microsoft SharePoint, and
Yeah.
they spent 6 weeks training me, and they fired a couple guys a week before we were supposed to go on the phones, and I never recovered from that. Like when you find out that Friday is the day that Microsoft fires people, and like those guys just got fired because they weren't keeping up well enough, like.
Right.
And I get it. Like you want people to be able to effectively solve problems, but like these guys, it was literally asking too many questions in class. Like we're
Wow.
6 weeks of training, and they asked too many questions in class, so they weren't picking it up fast enough. Eliminate them.
Can them.
And
Wow.
that happened on Friday, and then we kind of found out through everybody else, like, yeah, Friday's the day if you're not cutting it. And so then every week you're like, Friday's the day I'm getting fired. Even if there's no reason to fire you, you're like, Friday's the fucking day. I'm the new guy here.
Jesus.
I don't know stuff as well as Paul down the fucking way. That this is it for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that was a weird stress I'd never experienced before, and I have not experienced since. And it was weird. But a lot of that probably came along with the fact that I was making more money, and I didn't want to lose the job because it's like, shit.
Yeah.
I got something to lose now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. That's a dark sensation, knowing the firing day and having to like live with that in your mindset the entire time while attempting to move forward, I guess.
Yeah, so I had to quit
Yeah.
before they fired me. It's the only time in my life I've been unemployed. It's the only time I've been like fully unemployed in my life, and I ended up not being able to pay bills for months, and it ended up dinging my credit for 8 years, 7 years, and like I'm now recovered from it, but not that long recovered,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all because I quit a job I didn't like to take a job that I really didn't like, but at least I learned a
Right.
bunch of stuff.
That's good.
Both of those jobs.
It's on the resume, I guess.
Yeah, I learned stuff.
Yeah.
I appreciate both experiences, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mostly learned
Yeah.
that I do not want to work in a call center on any level ever.
Yeah. And then Adam and I worked at a nightclub.
Ooh,
Yeah, we did.
sleazy.
Yeah, we did. God, I've had a lot of jobs. Holy shit. I'm just like now just like thinking about all of them. Like,
Yeah, there's a bunch, man.
oh man. Like
I've
some of
had
them I
like
don't even like want to even like talk about just because they were just so short lived and like minuscule that I'm just like, meh.
I've had like
Talk
6
about
jobs. So you
That's
guys got to
crazy.
fill it.
How many jobs have
Doggy,
you had?
I've had like
6 maybe.
6 total?
fuck, man.
Like if I work for a retail establishment and then I move across the country and I work for that same establishment but a different store, does that count as 2 jobs?
Dude, I had like 6 throughout my whole college life.
Because if that counts as 2 jobs, then I had that job twice. And the second time I had that job, the people working in that store were not favorable on me, and they cut me down to 5 hours. And I didn't work there anymore. I just stopped showing up one day. Nobody ever called. Like nothing. Like, all right. Like we
Guess
were
that's
living in.
done.
I was doing it when we lived in Fargo, and I worked for Office Max. And then we moved to Texas, and I worked for Office Max. And the people that I worked for there, I think, had a belief that I was trying to steal their job because I had more tenure with the company than they did. But really, I was just looking for any other job at that point. And they kind of blackballed me because I think they thought I was trying to take their job.
Were you?
And so yeah, I just stopped showing up one day, and I super stressed about it. And like like it was at this point they were scheduling me 4 hours a week, so I like am watching my phone, like waiting for a text message asking where I'm at. Like they're gonna wonder, and then I'm in a cave, and they never asked, and
Right.
I like that was the end of it. They never wanted
Yeah.
me back, and I never wanted to go back, and it worked out.
That's all that.
It was
That was
awesome.
easy enough. I can't believe you've only had like 6 jobs.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I had 3 jobs at one point because I was trying to pay off a certain fine at one point during my college career. So I worked 3 jobs at one time and went to school.
Oh, I
It was
remember this.
It was insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember this.
And I didn't have a car, so I had to bike around. Figure out what that fine is. There you go. Already
Yeah,
sacked
I got a bunch of jobs I worked for like 5+ years. Yeah, I'm a model
Crazy.
employee.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very employable.
I don't know if that's true. I'm not really like that's kind of where I'm at now. Like I don't want to find out if I am or I'm not. Like, do I want to do what I'm doing? Not necessarily. Do I want to find out if I'm as valuable as I think I am? Not today.
Yes.
Today's not the day to find that out.
That's incredible.
Fair
Nobody's
enough.
worth anything
So,
right now.
so this all makes sense, I guess, now. It's like, so when I said that the topic of this show is going to be jobs, you're like, obviously not talking about jobs because everyone just gets one and then keeps it the majority of their life.
Yeah, I'm an
I'm going to
affluent
look at the job
white man.
stats.
The guy might have grown up poor, but like I'm fucking good now. That's why I
shit.
hate all the Hispanics coming to this country and taking our jobs that white people don't want. And
Perfect. Nice. Very nice.
like whatever else people that make a bunch of money
Dave,
say.
I may have had 20 to 30 jobs. Possibly more at this point. sure. So many jobs.
I've probably had. I don't think I've had more than 20. I'd say less than 20 for sure.
Less than 20? Okay.
Possibly less than 15. Like
Okay.
real jobs that like you have to file paperwork for.
So I've had 6, but I have worked in multiple countries.
Okay.
Wow.
That's the only other bragging right I have. Is working less jobs better or more jobs better? I'm not sure on the criteria on that, but
I honestly I don't know.
Depends what it is.
I have no idea.
Like honestly,
When
shoot.
I didn't like something, I left something and found something better.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just happy somebody else paid for me to go to like Belgium and the UK a few times, but now you can't do that anymore. Like now looking for a job is like a whole different situation because I liked being on the road most of the year and destroying myself by working 100-hour weeks, and now I can't be face to face with people anymore.
Right.
And I don't think I'm good at anything else. So I think people like me just go and die after this.
I don't think so.
No, they don't. They join podcasts.
They spend $1,000 on lights,
right.
and then they smoke some pot and have some bourbon, and here we are. That's what this is. Here we are. So what you're telling me is I desperately need people to follow us here because it's all downhill for me.
Yeah, we need followers. We need people in the chat.
If anybody could get in the chat right now, I'd really appreciate it.
Get in Dave's chat.
Check out our Patreon. You get 13 minutes before and 24 minutes after we air.
Give or take.
I totally forgot to plug that at the beginning. I'll plug it at the end. Oh well.
Yeah, I will plug anything you ask me to.
We know.
We could also split this episode up and put a commercial in the middle to plug the Patreon.
Plug it up.
We are at about the halfway point. This might be the time. Adam, do you have your script written for that?
I don't have a script, but I can just talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening right now and you like what you hear, you can go over to patreon.com/sewerpals and check out our tier system. I still haven't reworked it. So if you join us at the dollar level, you will eventually get pre and post show of all the episodes. Right now, I think it's only set at $5 a month. But we have $1. So cheap. We have $1. We have $5. We have $10.
That's so cheap.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is cheap. Currently,
I don't know if you guys remember the old Sponsor a Child in Africa commercials, but like
I do.
For just a cup of coffee a week, you can support content like whatever the fuck we're bringing you tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. The dude, I was working with a dude last week, and he told me like he did that, and they sent him a picture, and the picture they sent him, it was a lady, and she was like in her 30s, and she was smoking a cigarette, and like sent a picture like, "This is Gloria. Thank you so much for sponsoring Gloria." Gloria's just like cigarette in her mouth.
Yeah, but like $6 probably went a fucking mile for Gloria, you know.
But
bought her all the cigarettes.
But at the end of the day, he's like, but he's like, I thought I was sponsoring a fucking child. Gloria's 30. And like, Gloria's 30 and smoking cigarettes. Like,
I thought I was saving the koalas.
No shit. He's always sorry. That was really funny.
Everybody needs a chance. All right.
I'm not I'm not poo-pooing Gloria.
No,
I mean,
Gloria.
Honestly,
Gloria is severely handicapped, but you can't tell from her pictures because she's smoking all the cigarettes.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, that's facts probably.
She's playing the long game.
That's facts.
Yeah, she's playing the long game.
That's facts probably.
Yeah.
That's facts. Yeah. Continue on, Adam.
Sorry. Where was I? Yeah, if you want to be a part of the show, you can support us at which will soon be the dollar level. Right now it's $5 level. You can write in questions, topics of show. We will answer them. We will do Patreon shout outs on air, all that fun stuff.
The filthier the better, in my opinion. But I don't know
Agreed.
that everybody shares that opinion.
I share that opinion.
Yes, yeah. And, you know, if we get if we get an influx of topics, we will do them in the order that we get them in, obviously. So yeah, patreon.com/sewerpals. Check us out there. Matt will plug
And
social media later on. We're on all the socials, all the podcasts, all that shit. So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about fisting for a whole episode, but if we got enough Patronies to
We're gonna have a fisting episode.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have a fisting episode. It's coming.
Yeah, like
I'm
if the Fringe is in here tonight, make it weird.
They're not.
Get fisted.
I'll talk about anything.
Get fisted, bro.
So
I would
go ahead, and then I got something.
I was about to sneeze. Go on.
Oh, okay. So on the topic of J.O.B.S, let's talk about a coworker. You don't need to say their name. Just describe them. Someone that you could not stand to work with. Their tendencies, what they did, how they spoke, just anything you didn't like about them.
There was a guy I worked with. I'm gonna call him Adar.
Shut the fuck up.
I
had a real Vicky. Her name was Vicky. She was a habitual liar.
You sure this person's name isn't Stan?
No. Dan?
Stan?
Yeah, it's probably Dan. Anyway.
Van Stan?
No. I was going to talk about him later.
Okay.
I know what you're doing.
But also, yeah, that guy too. Vicky faked cancer.
Was I working there at this time? I think I remember this, or I remember you talking about it.
It would have been like the tail end, or maybe a little after you left.
Okay.
No, maybe a year after you left, honestly. And yeah, she had made up enough of lies about other coworkers where they had all talked to each other and realized what she was doing, and they all like exiled her. and I had been watching like her receipts go by and stuff, and she was like buying gas and cigarettes at home at her home gas station and charging them on her company card.
The fuck?
And she went to Target and bought a bunch of makeup and charged it to her company card. And this whole time she's telling people she has cancer, and she's taking hour-long smoke breaks in the morning and hour-long smoke breaks in the afternoon and 2-hour-long lunch breaks, like going out and smoking and doing what like 4 hours a day smoking out of the 6 hours that day she was at the office, and then telling people she had cancer. She's like, the doctor told me not to stop smoking, thought it might kill me. And she said, I'm going to be back on the road as soon as we get back on the road. So we had like a 3-month hiatus where we weren't traveling. She was like, my doctor told me June 16th, I'm going to be traveling again. So I'm going to be good to go on this. And all of a sudden, the day that we're like booking flights and ready to go, she's like, my doctor just cleared me to travel. I was like, no, they didn't. And now I've had cancer. I've had cancer since then. That's not how fucking cancer works. Like,
right.
I knew it wasn't how cancer worked at the time, and now I've had it, and I know how that works, and that ain't it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fucking shady.
Who lies about having cancer?
You have to have some serious fucking complex going on
She made up another lie one day about how her son was drunk driving and killed somebody else in the accident or something, like trying to like glean sympathy by saying, yeah, my son was drunk driving and his friend died, or maybe it was the other way around, like his friend was drunk driving and her son almost died, or his son-in-law died, like something insane. And it was so insane where I was like, I have to Google and see if there were any terminal car accidents this week. And there weren't. So that also wasn't true.
Wow.
So weird.
Yeah, like Just I'm gonna make up shit about me dying or other people dying just so I don't have to do the stuff I don't want to do.
Adam, do you have any rough, disgusting coworkers that stick out to you offhand?
I've had
In
some.
all
I've had
jobs?
a. I've had a lot of strange people I've worked with, but I feel like that's any job everybody's ever worked.
Yeah, I feel like Joe deserves like some recognition on that one.
Well, yeah. I did get into a really, really, really bad argument with a lady I used to work with at Hy-Vee.
Oh wow.
She was an older lady, and she had worked in the department that I was working in for a long time before I even got there. But she's just like one of those people who like thought she was really good at her job, even though she just was old and she just fucking sucked. She's super slow.
Right.
Everything she
She's
did
been
was
there for
fucking
25
terrible.
years.
Yeah, she's just terrible. She's slow. She's
Hy-Vee is the best
you
thing.
know,
The best thing Iowa ever shared with the rest of the world. Is Hy-Vee an Iowa company?
It
yes, it
might be,
is.
but
Headquarters is in Des Moines.
I disagree
Ah.
with you. It's come and go.
It's
Wait,
it's
what?
not. It's Hy-Vee. Although
He
Hy-Vee
asked if Hy-Vee
app
was
is
an Iowa
garbage.
company. It is an Iowa company, yeah.
No, but
Nope,
he's
yes,
saying
the best
Come and
thing-
Go is a better Iowa
best
thing.
The best thing that I was ever shared.
It's the best
is that
name
what, is
thing.
that what you asked? I didn't. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
It's the best
I was
name
hanging out.
thing.
I hung out earlier with the guy that runs the Come and Go Twitter account.
Dude, Come and Go Twitter is hilarious.
I was hanging out with that guy.
You're hanging out with him?
Yeah.
How do you know
Why
this
isn't-
person? I follow
isn't
Come and Go
Hy-Vee-
Twitter. That dude's amazing.
Why isn't Hy-Vee retweeting that we're doing this right now? We're giving them mad plugs.
Hang on a sec. Matt, talk about this.
That's what I'm saying.
Who is this guy?
It's it's a friend of a friend. My friend Gabe was in town. Gabe, who you know, who was on the
love
podcast a
Gabe.
couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Gabe ever
Uh,
needs a partner for his podcast, tell him to give me a call. He and I would be
I
a
will.
proper foil, and I like Gabe. He's a good shit.
Yeah, that's a nasty tag team match. He is one of his close friends from New York moved to Des Moines 2 years ago and ended up taking over social media for Come and Go. And then his younger brother just moved here, so we've been hanging out with their friends via Gabe, basically. So we were just at their house earlier in their backyard around their fire, having some beverages, hanging out. And I finally met the older brother who runs the Come and Go Twitter account. And yeah, I told him, I was like, yo, man, big fan. He's like, holy shit, that's so exciting to hear. He's like, no one in Iowa gives a shit about this. This is so cool. It's like, that's not true. So many people do.
There's a lot of
Like,
people that
seriously,
do.
I have a lot
Yeah,
of-
I wanted to announce tonight our New Year's Eve special where I have Gabe and that guy doing this show on our channel.
honestly,
Can we get him on?
so,
Can we
all
get
right,
him on?
I think he would probably do it.
That'd be dope,
Yeah.
dude. That'd be really fucking cool.
He would probably do
And
it.
we don't need to
Well,
to
yeah,
plug
it's
it
a
like,
little-
oh, he's the Come and Go social media guy, but like I imagine he'd just be funny in general just because the shit that he comes up
funny
with
in
is
general.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, and like I'd love to have him and his brother on. They're both like the same guy, and like it's kind of exciting because like they're all from New York, moving to Des Moines, basically.
yeah, that's wild.
And
Yeah, New Year's Eve
now's-
special.
now's
Get him
time-
on this.
all right, let's do it. Let's go. All right, I'll hit them up.
Hit him up.
Let's see if they're interested.
Hit him up,
Yeah,
style.
we have to come up. Hit them up. We gotta come up with a cool topic for that one though.
Okay, cool.
I'll
Any-
just interview.
New year,
We'll
new
just
year.
interview. her.
Anyway, back to the old
How do you
bag
come up
I
with
used
your
to work
fucking
with.
Brilliant ideas. Oh yeah, let's talk about her. I'm in.
Yeah, break it down, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So this old bag I used to work with, she was not my boss. There was another old bag that used to be my boss, and she actually liked me. She was totally on board with whatever I wanted to do because I'm just a good worker. You know, I'm quick. I'm efficient. I know what I'm doing.
You slam it out.
You're a strong bottom.
Slam it out.
It doesn't fucking matter what I'm doing. I'm going to
Power
try.
bottom.
I'm going to try to be the best. I'm just like,
Yeah, you're a power bottom.
yeah, I'm a power bottom with an apple bottom. You know what I'm saying?
My
Yeah.
God.
Anyway,
This
so
leads
True,
well
though.
into our fisting episode.
so
People are going to request in the
we
chat.
we were
Can't wait.
we worked in the pizza department and we were slinging some pies and there was a really big order that came through
Goodbye.
and it required me to come in super fucking early on a Saturday to prep and get out the door, and I could not run all these pizzas through our pizza oven and do everything because it was just too many. It was like over 200 pizzas, so I had to go in the bakery and use their equipment, and everything was running flawlessly. I was getting all these pizzas made. Order is like ready to go out the fucking door. And she comes back to the bakery and like tries telling me like what I'm doing is wrong, or like I'm missing something, or like the fucking cooler up front isn't stocked with ready to go pizzas while I'm trying to get this $1,000 order out the fucking door. And I fucking went off on her, and everybody in the store fucking saw. I was super loud, and she walked off crying. I don't remember exactly what I told her.
Let's go.
But I basically told her to fuck off.
go.
I told her to fuck off. I got this, and I told her to get out of my face. And she walked
Oh,
off.
man.
She walked off crying.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, I got a talking to from
You
upper
were doing.
management, and basically all they said was, "You can't do that in the middle of the store like that." But thank you. Basically. Yeah. Because
You're right,
Because
but-
nobody likes her.
Yeah.
Nobody liked her. Nobody. If she's still alive, nobody still probably likes her. So,
She was a real Vicky. Yeah.
well, another V word, Vernus.
Oh yeah.
Never,
It's all about the
never,
V's.
never trust somebody with her name starts with V. Get fucked.
That's where it's at. So you guys ever fuck a coworker?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. I worked at a pita shop. It was like no,
Pita
it was
Pit?
a wrap. No, close to it. It was a rip
Rap
off of
Tap.
Pita Pit. No, it was a rip off of that. It was a specific to like the Cedar Valley, and like I definitely had sex with like my manager when I worked there, but I didn't think about it as that. And then I realized that she was giving me privilege on like my hours after the fact, and it was
Yeah.
sick. And it was worth it. I
Yeah.
kept it up for like 6 months. It's pretty sick.
Hell
I had a
yeah.
girl.
I can't remember what that place was called.
I had a girl that I worked with who she was a very outgoing individual, and I respect her to this day for like her level of outgoingness, because I don't have it. But she wouldn't fuck me. She'd only speaking of jobs, she'd only give me a blowy.
Yeah.
But
a
then
job.
then I found out that she was also like trying to get with another dude that worked for me.
She was trying to get there through you, through your dick.
No. She was like I was the guy she wanted to bang, and he was the guy that was like the guy she was gonna marry, because that's what ended up happening.
Oh.
Like I was
The
pretty
plot
at one
thickens.
point. I didn't always look like this. And so I was
Sure,
the
Dave.
I was
Sure.
I was the fun time boy, and
You mean amazingly attractive?
yes, I was the fun time boy.
Fun time fuck boy.
And he was the guy that she was seriously considering dating, and like I wasn't seriously considering dating her on any level, and she probably also knew that. I probably told her that, if I know me. And yeah, so she just like fucking did some business on me one night, and then like literally he came in as I was walking out of her apartment.
Oh shit!
Like she slobbed on the knob and then sent me home, and we bumped into each other, not in the hallway, but like in the entryway of the apartment.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I felt bad for him because he worked for me and he was a super shy guy, And I was like, man, if you got to, like, that's why I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm done with this. Like, that guy's got a shot.
Right.
I'm going to like,
Let
not a
it be.
bad looking dude, but like socially awkward. Like, maybe a
Right.
little on the autism. And like, when he had a shot, I was like, all yours. He never talked to me again. Like, he worked for me. So he answered the questions I asked him at work. But like, he
Right.
never spoke to me as a person again.
And now they're married.
Oh, yeah. They're 100% married now.
Nice.
And I don't think he would ever speak to me like a human again.
Wow.
Like, he
not.
would respond if I asked a question, but he would not look me in the eyes. And like, yeah, he doesn't like me.
Wow. The Dave that rocked the cradle.
Yeah.
Dave the Rock the Cradle.
There was another girl I banged that I worked with at Best Buy who got fired for picking up a customer's gift card and using it.
Ooh.
Back.
Was it dropped? They just picked it up and used it?
Yeah, it was dropped. She picked it up and used it and got shit canned for it. She was wild. I said, hey, we're never gonna be a thing, but like we can hook up as long as you want to hook up. As we
Right.
hooked up for a while, and then her roommate one night after she and I had done a thing, her roommate was like, hey, it's really cool how you guys like have that agreement, and if you ever want to just stop by my room, you're
Oh,
welcome to do that.
oh, you doubled up on agreements. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is like
So-
multiple agreement guy. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing until that happened.
Multiple
know?
agreement guy, I'm here.
Yeah,
Good
didn't know
for
it was a thing
you.
until her roommate was like, hey, that's really cool the way you handled that and you were honest. So if you ever just want to lay the pipe, I'm here.
What's good? And you're like, great.
And I was
I'm
like, well, I
here
just finished
also.
up over here. I got a little more in the tank. You want to give it a go?
Oh my god.
And then
that's
you give it a
dope.
go.
I love it. Hey, give it a go. And you did the thing. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's kind of what that was. At that
Yeah.
point in time. Yeah.
It was a delight.
Yeah. Working is to fucking as is working is to making money now, I think. Back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with
money
that.
money was cool. Like at that point in time, like your bills are pretty low ish. But you need to make money to a degree to exist. So you make it, but you can make it in a lot of ways. And you're gonna fuck along the way. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
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 Really,
Yeah.
the fucking is way more unique than the money. The money is always the same.
Yeah, yeah.
But the fucking,
Oh,
there's
well,
always
it's always
something a little bit different.
A little something extra.
Yeah, or a little something more. It just it's all situational.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe that's why
Variety is
maybe
the
that's
spice
why
of
Matt and
life.
I changed jobs so many times. We just kept moving. Just kept moving.
Yeah,
Kept moving
I
because
didn't.
of the fucking.
Oh, you
Well,
just,
I literally
Dave just fucked the same people over and over again.
you fuck more of my coworkers than I have.
I have not. I have not.
At least, like I'm an older
Stories.
man now than I was at one point.
Stories.
You guys never knew Naked Dave. Naked Dave was another level. This is close.
I've heard
Dave.
about Naked Dave. I've heard about Naked
Yeah.
Dave.
Well,
Naked Dave.
Naked Dave. That he came out on my bachelor party for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, shit,
Yeah.
we all got naked actually.
Yeah.
We were out on the balcony in downtown St. Louis, just buck naked.
Yeah, that's
Was Ryan on the balcony? He's like, "Hey guys, get out of here! I'm trying
No,
to sleep."
no, he was naked as well.
yeah, he
Okay.
slept out there.
Yeah,
so-
he did.
That's
Dude,
what I'm saying. He's like, "Get out of here! This is my bedroom."
holy shit.
Yeah.
Talk about strange bachelor parties. Holy fuck. Oh boy.
Yours was wild. I'm pretty sure you and I almost fought. Zach definitely hired a couple prostitutes to come back and massage everyone.
Yeah,
Respect.
yeah. And then someone brought us some really, really bad ditchweed.
Oh, it was so bad. Yeah, and that was one of my okay, so this wasn't that long ago, but that was one of my weirdest interactions with a trans person,
Mm-hmm.
because who was Zach picking up on the streets?
I don't
Like,
know. He just approached a random person, I feel like.
no, well, he found the prostitutes somewhere in the building,
Right.
and then he found this. Well, I rode in the elevator with that pot dealer, and they were like, it's not good, and we were like, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then that person hung out with us for like a
Yeah.
solid half an hour.
It really didn't matter
Wow.
because I smoked out of a fucking beer can anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, you're
Oh my
welcome.
God.
You're welcome for my ability to create a smoking method.
I've done that
Happy
before.
marriage, man.
I'm pretty sure I concocted that one.
Yeah, you probably did. I don't remember, but I'm a big fan of the fucking poke it in like your shotgun in a beer and then drop your weed in. Anyway,
Yeah.
I remember that.
no, that
shit.
was one of the weirdest weekends of my life,
It was strange.
specifically because of Zach. That guy has like no boundaries where I have created boundaries, and I didn't know I had boundaries until he brought in a pair to just do group massages on Five
man.
Guys.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yes.
Five guys group massage. You know.
Who
Get
wants
it
a
in.
body massage?
Well, he had been
Who's the
working on it
body?
for an hour though. Like he had been going up and down in the elevator trying. This is not job related. It's somebody's job. It's the oldest job.
It's
If we're
someone's
being
job.
real about it, right? The
That's
original
true, yeah.
job, prostitution.
The legitimate amount. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was gone for 20 minutes, then he came up, then he left again, then he was gone for 15 minutes, then he came back and he was gone again. He's like, "No, really? Believe me, guys, I'm about to bring the party." And when somebody tells you that, you're like, "Okay, what the fuck is he about to bring to the table?" And then
Right. What is this party?
yeah, he
Tell
brought
me
the
about this party.
well, I feel like he only had like 20% cash of what they were requiring to fuck everybody in the room. Or everybody in the room was like, "Nah, I'm good," and they
That's
were
what it
like,
was.
massages. It was weird.
It was weird.
Massage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Sean would have banged his way through the whole crew.
I'm sure of it.
Like, if he could have, he would have.
God, dude, he was throwing up the entire next day.
Oh,
Oh my
he
God.
disappeared down the hallway when they left, and I was like, "Well, that's a weird way to go about this."
right. That's not the exit you want. At
Yeah,
that point.
yeah. I think they're leaving. I'm not sure where you're going.
Oh
Dear
man.
God.
Anyway, any
It
more?
was fucking insane, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was happy to be along for the ride.
It was interesting for sure. Any more about jobs? Anything else more about jobs? J.O.B.S.
J.O.B.S.
We could talk about current jobs. What we're doing in our current job. No. Yeah.
COVID job.
No. COVID job during this whole pandemic bullshit.
Fine.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay. So I work for an insurance company, and we have not been in the office since. Well, I've been in the office since just to either get gear or I've actually shot a couple of videos, but we haven't technically been in the office since March. So it's been a while, and we're not planning on going back until well after the first of the year, from what I've been told. So, but yeah, I'm finally like at a point where I'm doing design and video, and I'm able to get cool text and camera gear,
Sure.
and they're paying for it. So
Sweet.
it's
Great.
it's I don't know if it's my dream job, but it's pretty damn close. And
For now,
working it.
yeah.
for now, yeah, for sure. And
Yeah, it's
and
working.
yeah, and, you know, the pay is amazing, and it's I'm never comfortable, but this is like the most comfortable I've ever been. But like whenever I get super comfortable, I always start like stirring the pot and looking for something else. But I've tried to like scratch that itch by doing freelance stuff. So I'm doing some freelance videos right now as well for some companies. So that's kind of filling that void because I don't want to just keep changing jobs all the time just because no other company is going to allow me to
Fuck off.
buy all
No, I
this
get it.
buy all
I get
this
it.
shit and do what I do. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't
Right.
even get to do the fun stuff anymore, but I get paid enough that I can do the fun stuff at home, so I can spend $1,000 on lights
Mhm.
just so we can be fucking idiots on Friday night.
Yeah.
So yeah, my current job has been has run a gambit of from like the most fun thing I've ever done to a mundane corporate drag that is gonna kill me someday if I don't leave it. And I'm more towards the latter at this point, but I don't think I was ever really a corporate guy, so I don't think that's out of character.
Right. Makes sense.
Matt,
Hey,
you're traveling, and I'm jealous to a degree.
you shouldn't be. This is the worst time to travel on Earth. Yeah, I am traveling. Yeah, I'm traveling, and like, but it's very like it's a dark. There's a dark cloud above it. Like you think about traveling and think about the fun things you enjoy about traveling, and none of them are there. Like you can't do anything. Like everything's closed when you go out,
Yeah,
or like
well,
you have like it's not to that degree, but like most of those things are closed. But at the same time, it's like you feel like you're kind of a part of the problem while doing it.
yeah, I get it. No, 100% I get it.
To a
I think
degree,
that's
and
the right way to feel about it.
yeah,
Like
it
I feel
makes
like
me
I feel like if you don't feel that way, like
yeah.
that's
It,
fucked
ma-
up.
Yeah, well, the hardest thing is like, it took me a while to realize that. It's like kind of hit me here in the last couple of weeks where like I
Sure.
kind of feel really dark about it because like my industry that I worked for was completely decimated because of the fact of this thing, and now I am traveling and not helping by any means, and just kind of like uh putting the restart date on that industry back further because of it. So it's like kind of putting me in a weird spot. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just doing like AV install shit, traveling. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I love traveling, but I
Yeah.
understand like I think you have the proper response to doing what you're doing.
I honestly, dude, honestly, like I'd rather not be traveling right now. Is the
Like
biggest thing.
you're the bad guy, right? Like
I
you're
feel it. I
well,
don't want to be it.
if if you were taking pictures of that on Instagram, I mean not you, but like if you were an influencer on Instagram that I followed that I didn't know personally,
Yeah.
and you post pictures of you at an airport, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna unfollow you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
don't do that.
don't
But I
don't
know
do that.
you,
Yeah.
and I know you're not trying to harm anybody else, but you're trying to make sure you can fucking
I'm
pay your
and
bills.
and that's the dark situation right now. Like, because if I go on an install, I make way more money, um, as opposed to like hanging at home. So
Right.
to exist, I need more money.
Right.
So it's just kind of where life is right now. I don't
Well,
know. I'd
but
rather
I
be.
think there's also like the plumber's argument, right? Like if you want to take a shit, the plumber needs to come by and fix your problem. You know,
Right.
like there's
Exactly.
a certain amount of to keep things moving forward, you have to. So I watched an
Yeah.
episode of Superstore from ABC. I don't know the fuck channel it's on. And like they were so like weird about the way they were filming with masks on and masks off and under their chin
Right.
and under their nose. And it's like I recognize that you guys are a part of the problem, but also like you're trying to make people laugh and you're trying to take an approach.
Right.
You know, like there's a certain level of understanding when you're trying to make everything else a little bit easier for everybody else, you know?
Right. And that's
Whatever your medium is.
yeah. And that's a thought process with it. Like I'm just realizing is that like a lot of these installs that we're doing will none of them apply to anything of current value
Sure.
because everything is like of like it's they're all for companies or big things that like apply to mass amounts of people to view them, and that's not going to be a thing for however many, for however many months long, like years, whatever, at this point in time. But like there's a timestamp that needs to be followed because net 90, net 120 or what have you with corporations and billing things, and you need installations with those. Like I get that. It's just like I feel dirty doing it
Sure.
knowing that like
Sure, but sure,
the
but at the
reason the
same
re-
time,
right.
you're like you're an agent of change in a changing world.
Sure.
You don't believe
That makes
that.
sense. Yeah.
No, like the world is
No, like
changing
I don't.
and you're working on the
Yeah,
formats that do that.
yeah, like I don't. I like as you say that. Like I don't not believe that. It's just that I just feel dirty about it. Like
Oh,
if
I
I
understand.
had a choice, yeah, if I had a choice, I would be chilling in my apartment, locked up, like just
But
living. And
but if your job was to deliver the audio for a Marvel movie, like there's some good that would bring to everybody else. You know what I mean? Like there's
right,
some good that comes from the work that you do, and
right. I
for
feel that.
somebody
I
somewhere.
Somebody somewhere, yeah. I just would rather like it in my where my stance is on everything is like I would rather be quarantined and like
Yes.
stay in my own place and rather than moving this shit around.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I financially cannot do that and I have
Make
to
that
make
money,
money
honey.
somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like it is what it is, and um like I don't want to sit here and say like I'm part of the problem, but like at the end of the day, yeah, to a degree.
Yeah.
And
No, I get it. Yeah.
I don't love it. It doesn't make me feel good. But I gotta make ends
Mm.
meet at the end of the day. Like I can't go broke.
But I think
Um,
there's an argument to be made for people that are doing things intelligently versus people that just want to do things because they think they're getting trampled on because they've never been oppressed. You know
right.
what I mean? Like
Sure.
you
Right.
recognize the detriment that you may be doing,
Sure.
and there's a group of people that are doing it to be detrimental. Like,
100%. Yeah,
you know
I
what I
agree
mean?
with
Like
that.
there's a group of people that are saying, "Fuck everybody else. I'm more important.
Right.
Look at me, look at me."
Right.
And you're not doing that. Like, at the
No,
very
that's right.
least, you show remorse for the impact you are having, right?
Yeah, I'm like there's like idea of traveling for a living and like doing traveling for a job. Like most of the time you're like, look where I am. This is so sick. Like this is what
Yes.
we're doing. This is awesome.
Yes.
Like there's a level of guilt that I have the entire time that I'm doing it. And I mean, it's still at the end of the day, like I didn't go home and see family for Thanksgiving or anything like that because I couldn't. I didn't have enough time when I flew home this last week to go get tested uh, ahead of the weekend or anything like that, or like make sure I knew. So like came home in quarantine basically, and
Well,
then
yeah, but you come
I
home and you quarantine with the people you care literally the most about also, you know?
yeah,
Like,
right.
that's the other
Heck,
thing is, like,
yeah,
you don't know what happens to anybody else that you bring it
right.
home to if it happens, right? Like, in my
Yeah, it's
mind, if I
yeah,
like, the first half of December, I'm gonna have to go out and I'm gonna have to be social and be around
right.
people, and it's like, if I bring that home and it goes south for anybody in my house, like, I'm never gonna let that go.
No, 100%. And I feel that, and like that's my biggest concern. So like I like our company uh doesn't designate like or like make sure that we have to go get tested every time we go travel,
Right,
but I do it because it makes me feel weird if I don't
right.
do that. So like I just went in and got tested today, um, because I fly again on Monday, and like I am just there for a couple days and then come home, and then I think that's the last time I travel for the year. Um, but like I just want to do that because like I do want to go see my family for Christmas
Right.
and like go stop in there and do the thing. And
Right.
like I'll go get tested again before I go see them in that
Yeah.
timeline. But like the timeline didn't meet up with this. It's just like I don't know, man. Like I don't want to be. I truly think that do all of this is to, like trust in science, trust in everything, and quarantine, and like take your time off. Like everything that I know that I trust in as a job has been affected by this.
Meh.
So I'm just gonna get tested as much as humanly possible. And like if I'm affected, I'm gonna stay the fuck away from people. And if I'm not, I'm still gonna try and stay away from fucking
Yeah.
people and
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I
make sure,
mean, for
you
all
know,
the
ma-
reasons. Yeah.
yeah. But like at the end of the day, like I have like I gotta make a living. And
Yeah. Got to pay them bills, honey.
yeah. And it's kind of dark, but it is what it is. And I know this is only like a situational scenario right now and a time and a place, but things are going to get better. It's going to be fine. We'll get through this. And it's going to be good.
Yeah,
We're
you're
not.
way more. You're way more.
And we're all
positive
gonna
about the outcome than me.
die.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Amen,
at.
brother. Amen.
Yeah, no, but like I have some buddies who are having a really hard time with it, and I feel bad for them, and I'm having a hard enough time. But I was fortunate enough to be working remote for a couple of years before we got to this point, so
Yeah, you lucked
I'm
out with
more
that.
adjusted to it, and also like the missus, she was self-employed for years, so like we got really used to being around each other. We got really used to, like all day, every day, just being in the same space as each other. And
for
then we
sure.
bought this house, and now we at least have floors between us. So, like, everything's cool for us. Like, it's easy breezy, but also it's easy breezy because we can both work from whatever space we work from. The harder part for us is we used to work a little bit different than everybody else. So, we would like we'd schedule our shit for the week, and then we'd get in the car and we'd drive a quarter of the way across the country if we didn't have a place to be.
Yeah.
And then we'd go see
you can.
whatever you could see in Utah, and then
Yeah.
do all this shit, and then work nights or days, and then move on to Wyoming, right?
Yeah.
And that's the sort of stuff I miss.
I get
But
that.
yeah, we work from the car. One of us, whoever needed the day the most, would work from the car during the day, and then we'd swap, and the other person would work at night, and we'd just go from place to place to place.
I'm honestly envious of that. That's actually pretty cool.
It was awesome. It was probably
Yeah.
the best shit we ever done.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we went out to my niece's graduation in Dickinson, North Dakota. And while we were there, some real fucked up family stuff happened, and I was like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna drive through Montana and make a couple stops, and then we're gonna go through Wyoming, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
check out Utah, and like
Because
fuck
it's
it, let's do this." And that's what we did.
That's awesome. You're not gonna run into anyone up there. You're gonna do your
No,
thing.
and if you get cell reception, you can answer your work emails, and if you don't, you don't.
You don't. Yeah.
And
You're
then
out there.
she left it for me to drive down all the real scary roads.
Of course. Of course. Which I'm
If
sure
you ever
there's
driven up
plenty
to
of.
Pikes Peak, it's fucking insane.
Dude, I was just outside of there. Yeah, I was yelling at one of the guys. Like he grew up in Marshalltown, Iowa, and he was talking about like he's like, "Oh, I rent a car and drive up to Pikes Peak." I was like, "All right, man, do it, but like prepare yourself. It just
Yeah.
dumped a bunch of snow, and you're gonna have a weird time."
Well, you can only get to a point before you have to go up in the shuttle bus. And by the time we got to the point where
Yeah.
we could go up in the shuttle bus, I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna get back in the car and drive back down this mountain again. I
Yeah.
don't need a shuttle bus.
Jack Knight drive.
Speaking of jobs, one of my last jobs at with the Vans ASC was filming a tractor driving up Pikes Peak.
No shit.
Klaus.
Yeah.
Klaus tractor.
Yep.
So can we talk about Van for a minute?
Let's talk about that in post. Let's talk about that in post show.
All right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah,
It's worth it. If you're a Patreon, it's worth it.
totally worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Sewer Pals episode 9. Thanks for joining us where we have been talking about J.O.B.S. motherfucking jobs. Thanks, Matt, for the topic.
Deb's jobs.
If you like what you hear, go to fucking Patreon, man. What are you waiting for? We're not your boss, but we should be.
Your boss is a bitch.
You can work for
We
us.
are.
Yeah.
Boss is a bitch.
Patreon.com/sewerpals. You can see all the tiers there. Those will soon be restructured, so you will get more benefits at the lower tier eventually. Matt runs social media. Matt, you want to plug that at all? We're on all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm generally terrible at it right now, but I will get infinitely better. I trust me. Trust me. I say this weekly. We will all be in charge of social media at the end of this. But basically, if you like these episodes or like what you're hearing, basically you can listen to any of these episodes wherever you like podcasts. You can search for Sewer Pals anywhere, and you will find us. We are on Twitter, Instagram. We don't do TikTok because that shit is garbage. But we are everywhere else.
Are we on
Please
Parler yet? All right.
Can we use your social security number to sign up for that?
I've got a business related number we can use. It'll be fine.
Cool. We'll use that one. We will be on Parler shortly. Look for all of the social medias, whatever you have us. Like we're there. Like we talk every once in a while. I don't know. It's been a weird couple of weeks, but like I think like we're kind of hitting our stride a little bit right now. And it feels nice. You know, holiday season's also a little fucked up, but like just please jump on if you like what you hear. Just search Sewer Pals anywhere and you'll find wherever the fuck we are. And it's pretty lovely. Yeah. Dave, you have anything to plug?
I'm awesome.
Dave's
Great.
awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Sewer Pals episode 9. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Matt. I am Adam. And as always, we'll see you next week. See ya.